I was lord of this place before the crows and rats made it their domain.
Hello everyone, Science Viking here, and we're back to Darkest Dungeon. And we've spent pretty much all the gold we can afford to spend, so let's embark on another mission. Let's see, what options have we got? We have an apprentice level Shrieker mission. Let's see. We could take on the highest form of the Hag, which would get us the Hag's Ladle, which gives a rather nice boost to Blight abilities, as well as a Book of Sanity. Or we can start making progress towards champion level bosses in the other areas. Let's see. Lost and Found. I wonder what that event does. Let's see, who do we have who's both rank 6 and available to fight? I'm not sending anyone who's below 6 after a champion level boss. So that would be Tardif, Vavasur, Emery, and I suppose rank 5 is acceptable, so Lulier and Vassal. So... You know, Tardif, Vastal. Actually, no, let's replace Vastal with Basange and Lulier. And I think we can actually take on the Hag. Let me make sure the abilities are right. Let's see. Finish him, Caltrops, Mark for Death, and Collect Bounty. Hound's Rush, Hound's Harry, Target Whistle, and let's drop Blackjack for Cry Havoc. The standard Vestal abilities, and the standard Man-at-Arms abilities. Yep, we're going to be going for Mark Exploitation. Now let's equip some trinkets. Start by unequipping some trinkets, and then sorting them by character class restriction. And we definitely want the Rampart Shield. And along with that... Let's see. Where's the Healing Shell? And the Recovery Charm. For our Bounty Hunter, start by seeing if there is... let's see. Unmovable Helmet, Agility Talon. Let's go with the Camper's Helmet and the Agility Talon. For our Houndmaster... Well, the only class-specific thing we could give him is the Cudgel Weight, and that wouldn't be terribly useful. So... Actually, before I do anything else, I want to give the Martyr Seal instead of the Agility Talent, because I think there's a very real possibility of Basange being grabbed and ending up in the pot. And so, having the extra death blow resistance will make him more likely to survive the experience and allow him to hit even harder than he already does. Giving it to the Man-at-Arms will be less useful since the Man-at-Arms doesn't really hit very hard out of the box anyway. Let's see. You know, let me see something. The Vestal can use all of her abilities in position 3. I'm switching the positions of the Houndmaster and Vestal, and I'm giving our Houndmaster... If I can find it again, the Sniper's Ring. I knew where it was a second ago. Watch me. Watch with bated breath as I struggle to navigate a menu. I know it's in here somewhere. Probably scrolled past it 3 times. Here we are, Sniper's Ring. Plus reduced speed, but plus 15 accuracy and 4% critical rate if he's in position 4. This combines very well with Hound's Rush. It fixes the biggest problem I've had, which is the Hound tending to miss somehow. And you know what? The Legendary Bracer further reduces his speed, but allows him to hit even harder. I'll go for that. The increased stress isn't ideal, but we can accept it. And for the Vestal, well, Nothing, no possible combination other than the Tome of Holy Healing and the Sacred Scroll. Alright, and let's provision for our first boss fight of the evening. Or of the whatever time you guys are watching this. It's evening for me. 3 shovels. Let's make it 4. We got plenty of money. And since this is the wending, winding wheel, we want a lot of torches. Lots of anti-venom. Good number of bandages. Some keys, some medicinal herbs, a little holy water, and don't forget the food. I've managed to forget torches multiple times. I refuse to forget food. That should do. And let's learn about the final stage of the hag's story. And then kill her.
As time wore on, her wild policy of self-experimentation grew intolerable. She quaffed all manner of strange fungi, herbs, and concoctions, intent on gaining some insight into the horror we both knew to be growing beneath us. The change in her was appalling, and no longer able to stomach it, I sent her to live in the Weald, where her wildness would be welcomed.
That's... So she actually managed to get so crazy that she disturbed the Ancestor. The guy who created undead necromancers to endlessly resurrect an army of undead, that guy was freaked out by the hag. Wow.
There is method in the wild corruption here. It bears a form both wretched and malevolent.
Well, there's method to the madness. There's just a lot of madness. But, wow. I guess we finally found out where the Ancestor draws the line. And the pack has already been looted. And more successful scouting. Okay, this room does not contain the boss, so we can come back for this loot once we've killed the boss. I mean, we'll get hunger 5 times on the way back and almost starve to death. Oh!
Youth, twisted and made merciless.
Look who's here for another whipping. It's our old friend, my stalker! Well, we've already marked him, so Hound's Rush. Ooh, 22 and not even a critical, not bad. And his stun resistance is only 90%, which is apparently high enough. Let's try that again. Now he's stunned. And now he's not. Well, collect bounty. He's human and eldritch, so he's human and marked. This is gonna do some extra damage. Like that. So he does get to act twice, so he will eventually get to use Collect Call. But he's already down to almost half health. Let's stun the Collected Vestal to prevent her from healing him. And let's stun the Collected Man-at-Arms to prevent him from... Well, we won't succeed at that, but I was hoping to prevent him from using something like Defender. And 25, and we still haven't even gotten a critical. Okay, he used Defender on the wrong target. That's good. Yet, the Collected Man-at-Arms really needs to learn to use his head. I'm not apologizing for that one. Okay, Lifesteal heals him a lot, and I don't have Come Hither. Well, I do have Caltrops. Wait, he's not marked anymore. I needed to use Marked for Death. Well, let's see how Rampart does. Okay, it only knocks back 1. Well, he's no... oh, and I can't reach him with Dazzling Light either. Well, let's just heal the Houndmaster then. And Headhunt, which is actually probably the least dangerous ability that this group has. So that was some damage. Okay, yeah, and without the mark, he only takes 9. Well, Mark for Death. Let's correct that oversight. Head Rush, which is basically Judgment. Show Collection. I'm not surprised that inflicts some stress. Right. Ooh. Well, this is what Defender is for. We come prepared-ish. And let's see what Hound's Rush does now. Ooh, a critical too. And that's it. A slow death, unforeseen, unforgiving. Unfortunately, the Vestal's probably not going to get a turn until after he dies. Which means that we get... Oh! And and I even have some good luck. Lulier gets to heal the Houndmaster before the fight ends. Oh, right. The Vestal can't actually restore his hit points.
Collection scatters. The rats prepare to feast.
And we got a Trapezahedron in addition to the 3 more that we'll find there. Unfortunately, Emery is still a bit damaged, and we aren't allowed to use healing abilities between fights due to good sportsmanship, I guess. It just wouldn't be fair to the enemy if we did that. And even more successful scouting. I am really glad I picked the camping helmet. Of course, our first random encounter was the Headhunter, so I'm betting that our next hallway battle is going to be well, it's too late. We already know that it's dogs, so the joke isn't going to work anyway. Well, this is an opportunity to heal the Houndmaster, and we surprised them, so... And Hound's Rush deals extra damage against beasts. Unfortunately, that only bleeds them for 2, and he has 3 hit points left.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
So the enemy team is only mostly dead in 1 round. I'll admit, I was hoping for more. I mean, why can't they just all die in 1 round? I'm beginning to think I may have missed the point of this game. And the sack's contents are mine. 100 gold! This game has been really schizophrenic with the loot today. Like, on the one hand, we have the secret room, which is going to have Trapezahedrons, and we have our encounter with the Headhunter, which gave us 1. On the other hand, from all of the other treasures we've found in the entire dungeon so far, we have 600 gold. Ooh. Oh, the Clawr is the one that's getting killed. Opening up with Rabid Rush. Marked for death. The Bombards, I'm just going to have to focus on stunning the one that I can reach. And Hound's Rush. Ooh, that's good. Let us finish the hunt. Oh, and he even dodged the marking. That's good. Assange knows when to duck. Which means he's reduced to using Groping Swipe. And let's see if we can finish this guy off. Close enough, he'll die from bleeding. Alright, now let's kill the Bombard. The thing is, we don't want the Bombards to get too close because we don't want to get hit by Escape Cloud. Especially because them using Escape Cloud when they can't escape is just wrong. Alright. Okay, we're going to need to hit that one again. And Mark Prey, which is irrelevant, but hey, at least you're using Mark Prey instead of using Rain of Blight. Alright. And I said at least they're using Mark Prey instead of using Rain of Blight. Apparently my ability to tempt fate has been taken away. Well, speaking of marking prey. In fact, I think I might need to actually go after this enemy group for plagiarism. They stole my mark exploitation idea. And there it is! My fate tempting abilities are still working, they're just working a little slowly today. Ooh, 23 on 1 hit. Let's use more anti-venom. We brought a lot of it for a reason.
The wounds of war can be healed.
And that's the end of him. And that's the end of him.
Falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Now they're reduced to just one little doggy all alone.
How quickly
You know-
the tide turns.
You know, Mr. Harrying Nasher, if you run away, I won't chase you. Seriously, you can just leave now. I'm starting to feel bad about this. Oh, critical healing. And we brought bandages for a reason. Though your evasion is rather impressive. But everything falls to the sniper's rig. Except that you aren't bleeding, and so you... And he is bleeding, and... Okay.
Disadvantage. Give them no quarter.
It took Tardif a few tries, but he managed to make that attack.
Foolish horrors. Brought low and driven into the mud.
Alright, and he's bleeding for 9. I'm gonna treat that. Coffin is slightly ajar. We don't... Well, we haven't tried holy water. Let's see what that does. I'll come back for this one. This is still not the boss room, though this... Any of the rooms in this circle could be the boss room. And, that's not really something you want to stumble across by accident. Setting up another torch. I'm actually going to leave this carcass for the way back. Which I suppose shows how full of myself I've gotten that I'm already planning for what we're going to do after we kill the boss. Okay, this time I think we want to go for the enemies that inflict the mark rather than the enemies that exploit it. The Rend for the Old Gods is dangerous even when you're not marked.
The will to fight falters.
Ooh. The quarry falters. The will to fight doesn't. And now, the other one is within range of Dazzling Light. And looks like you won't be marking anything this turn, fellas. And Groping Swipe already doesn't... It did... I was gonna say it doesn't do a whole lot, but then it did more than Rend for the Old Gods. Whenever I say something, it stops being true. Oh, let's band-aid up the Bounty Hunter, and let's mark the Bombard. I'm gonna call them that every time. I like saying Bombard. And may as well Rampart the other one, too. You know, I kind of like having a fast Man-at-Arms. And another critical! Emery heard what I said about him has been hearing what I've been saying about him with complaining about how often he misses, and he's decided it's time to reclaim his honor. Or I guess the sniper's ring is working. Let's see. Cultist has fewer hit points and causes more bleeding, at least.
Inspiration and improvement.
And he's gone. Is there anything in this fight that we're not gonna one-shot? Also, even with the buff, your stun resistance is only 115. This stun's at 130. Let's give it a shot. And it failed. Oh no, Groping Swipe, and it didn't even hit. I'm just gonna keep trying to stun this guy again, just because I feel like it. Finish him.
A decisive pummeling.
That was not my best decision. Well, gives me another turn to heal everyone. Make sure everybody's at full health, or close to full health. Alright, and now we just wait for it to circle around to Emery. And I was gonna say, yep, and as long as it inflicts bleeding, we're good. In fact, because it inflicted bleeding, it gave me a turn to use Cry Havoc, may as well as use Mark for Death, and Divine Comfort. So that exactly as planned. And you may as well crush the thing. And there we go.
Destroy them all.
Okay. Onyx is 500, Sapphire is 1,000, Emerald is 750. I'm going to drop the Holy Water and the Onyx for the Emerald and Sapphire. And I'm honestly willing to give up the sturdy Greaves. And another coffin. I suppose we can come back for it. And any of these rooms could be the boss room. I don't want to risk it, so let's make camp now. That way we can make really sure that we're prepared.
Gathered close in tenuous firelight and uneasy companionship.
And we may as well feast to reduce the stress levels all the way to 0, basically, or close to 0. And weapons practice. Hound's Watch, to make sure that we don't have a nighttime ambush. And Tactics, that should do it. All of these are for 4 battles, so here's hoping there aren't more than 4 battles before we reach the boss.
The way is lit. The path is clear.
Though
We
honestly,
require only the strength to follow it.
see, we already know the solution for this one. So the solution for the mummy is bandages. That feels like a joke. And another carcass we can come back for. But without scouting, any room could be the boss room. And there it is. So I suppose I could have come here and then we would have gotten scouting. But this means we get to use all of our buffs when we take on the final version of the Hag. Let's see if we can do this. Okay, Basange and, okay, Basange, Emery, your job is to take turns marking the Hag and then exploiting the mark.
Glittering gold, trinkets and baubles.
Tardif, your job is
pouring
to
blood.
Tardif, your job is to try to avoid being eaten. Lulier, your job is to heal Tardif when he inevitably fails to avoid being eaten. Everybody know your assignments? Alright, let's do this.
Twisted and maniacal. A slathering testament to the powers of corruption.
She's pure human. And let's see if we can stun her. Wait,
Well struck.
I really should have known better. 140% stun resistance. This is what I get for not actually reading the ability.
Impressive.
Mercy is for the courts. Yep. And Tardif is being eaten. Taste the stew. Oh, that's new. And horrifying. And it also heals her. Okay. Let's use Collect Bounty on the crockery. Let's use Dazzling Light on the crockery.
The light, the promise of safety.
Seasoned to perfection. Looks like you might be next, Emery. Alright. Lighting up the dog treats. Yes, I'm lighting them up. That's how they work. You don't feed them to the dog, you burn them and the dog inhales the vapors, and that's how the dog treats power up the hound. And okay. We've saved our man-at-arms from being eaten. Alright, she didn't use Into the Pot this turn. Ooh, that's a lot of damage. And now she did. Okay. Crush on the pot did very little. Alright. Divine Comfort. Oh, of course, her grabbing one of the front runners means that... Alright, Hound's Rush. And a critical. Perfect. Ah, crap, and now she grabs the Vestal. And now she heals herself. And this is going very wrong very fast. Alright. I'm actually going to use Hound's Rush on the Hag Witch anyway, just to try and wear her down a little bit. Strike the pot! Strike the pot! Alright. Okay, she's used Meat Tenderizer.
Years. Blurred vision. The end approaches.
And Lulier is at death's door. That's not good. Okay, mark the hag for death. This is, like I said, this has managed to go a lot of wrong, a lot of fast.
Wasted in the pursuit of glory and gold.
And that's the end of our Vestal, which means our only option at this point is brute force. I can't reach her with Rampart, and her stun resistance is too high anyway. Defender on... I don't know if Defender can block into the pot, but it might. Collect Bounty. Collect Bounty can't reach position 3? Oh, I'll just have to use Finish Him then, and it missed anyway. I should have used Mark for Death. Great, and she got the... Okay, that does work. And he gets thrown out of the pot when he's at Death's door. 55.
Executed.
We did it.
Leave her corpse to rot, consumed by the spores she spawned.
Okay, I'm gonna leave the 2 sets of Greaves for an Arabless, and let's continue adventuring. I'm gonna just use the food to heal everybody a little bit. It's not ideal, but we should be able to mostly avoid combat. That I underestimated how fast she racks up the damage. Like I said, that went a lot of wrong, a lot of fast. That is.
May we find victory.
That is a lot more like what I was expecting from a champion level boss than what the Master Necromancer pulled off. Though, I mean, the Necromancer always has been kind of the introductory boss. He's the boss that introduces you to how bosses work.
If only treasure could staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption.
Alright, take this out. Oh, I can take both. But that is a lot more like what I was expecting the boss fight to be. I'm not interacting with the coffin just because there's a risk that it contains something dangerous, and we're not really in a position to survive anything remotely dangerous. Ah, more food. I'm saving all of my food for hunger since the scouting says there's no hallway battles between here and where we're going. I think that's our first fatality in a while. I'm not sure exactly how long it's been since the last time we... Also, a trap? Did we just walk past it by pure... I swear, somebody... There's like an army of stage hands who run around behind the scenes and reset things and sometimes they reset things while we're still in the dungeon. That's the only explanation. They're getting it ready for the next group of adventurers, but we're not out of the dungeon yet.
A blazing star is born.
And we got another one. I see you guys. You're not being stealthy. Also, while you're resetting the dungeon, any chance you can add some extra treasure while we're in here? I wouldn't complain about that. I'm going to skip the room battle with the treasure, though. That's not... And hunger, of course. I'm skipping the room battle with the treasure. That's excessively risky given the fact that we're down someone. And open it up with a key. 3 trapezohedrons. And now we should head back to the, whatever it's called. The hamlet before things get any worse. The Hag's Ladle could be useful in taking on the swine, whatever the next swine monarch is. Almost 20,000 gold, plus the 15,000 for their quest reward. Still, that went. I'd call that one going acceptably badly. Minus 5% crit. He had a weak... Emery had a weak grip on life the whole time. And now he has flawed release, which is not as bad, but is still kind of bad. Basanj is soft, but is a wheeled tactician.
Flames on the horizon. Sulfur in the air. The wolves are at the door.
Wolves at the door. How does that work? Well, I suppose we'll find out in a moment, but I am going to quick get us a fresh recording file in the hopes of warding off audio issues. So, I will be back in a moment. Alright, I am back, and apparently we need to find and kill the White Wolf. Though before we do that, I have 36,000 gold to spend and some heirlooms to use. Let's see. I suppose it can't hurt to upgrade the stagecoach network.
Word is traveling. Ambition is stirring in distant cities.
Now the question
We
is,
can use this.
who to bring? We already have a Seeker Leper. Do we have a Seeker level Jester? No, we have 2 level 3 Jesters. How many Houndmasters do we have? Just the one? I think I'll take the Houndmaster, the veteran Houndmaster.
A lawman and his faithful beast. A bond forged by battle and bloodshed.
Alright. May as well upgrade Emery's armor. Yeah, I'm still kind of reacting to the loss of our, of the Vestal there. Fortunately, we have quite a few Vestals, because I hate to go into battle without one. Still, losing someone who is champion level is a bit of a blow. Anyway, I'm gonna get some upgrades, mostly focusing on upgrading the higher resolve level heroes. Let's see about Vastal. Yeah, I think Vastal could stand to have some increased armor. Let's see. Honestly, Basanj got pretty close to the edge there a couple of times. And let's pop over and check on upgrading skills. I have a little difficulty keeping track of what I've upgraded and what I haven't. Not much worth upgrading for my Plague Doctor. How's Vastal doing? Iron Swan, or... You know, that extra boost for Adrenaline Rush would be good. Let's see, for Vavasur... I suppose I can max out Weird Reconstruction, though it increases the bleed chance. I'll hold off on that for now. For Basanj... I'd say finish him and Come Hither are worth upgrading. Let's see, Traley, everything except Judgment is maxed out, may as well put another point into Judgment. Sword of All is a ways away from being fully upgraded. So I think I'll max out Defender and Ramparts, those are my 2 favorites. Man-at-Arms abilities. Let's see about Fontamai. Fontamai is pretty much good. How's Koliar? He is extremely much good. I may end up having to do a Resolve level 3. I was going to say I may have to upgrade Seguier because I might want to take her on a money gathering mission, but she's already good. How about Patra? Oh, he needs some work. Sacrificial Stab, Weakening Curse, Weird Reconstruction. And let's see. May as well put another point into Vulnerability Hex. The ability to reduce dodge is good. Have I maxed out Vavasur's not Weird Reconstruction, Vulnerability Hex, and yes I have. Love it, maybe you could use some love. Let's see. Sorry if that swallowing sound showed up on the recording. I've been having a bit of a sore throat today. Let's see, may as well upgrade Wicked Slice a couple of times. And Well, we have some extra gold. Fontamai's Battlefield Bandage and Rallying Flare could use an upgrade. And I'd say that's probably enough upgrading for now. Well, now I can upgrade buildings. Let's see. Upgrading patient cells would be good. Unfortunately, I need 17 more busts to do it. Which I can actually get. And then I need a couple more crests. But 3 will do it. And that's mainly useful because when we have a Caretaker's Convention, I can get more of those. Let's look into upgrading the Abbey. I really can't. These two are already maxed out. And I know these two only use crests, so we don't really have enough crests. Let's see about the Tavern. I probably will need more crests, but... Let's see, I could upgrade the Gambling Hall by trading deeds for crests. Let's do that. And that'll do it. And increase the stress recovery from gambling.
Maybe they can be inured against the horrors below.
And I'll put Emery in stress treatment. Let's just have him drink his cares away. Alright, now let's go hunt the White Wolf. Ooh, this could be very useful. Now let's just see who we're gonna send after him. Let's see, Tardif and Basange are good. So he's probably a strong single enemy, so I'm gonna resurrect the Basange Vavasour combo. Since he's almost certainly human, I can use collect bounties extra damage against humans, and Traley has a pretty good history of surviving dangerous missions. Now let's just equip everyone. Traley gets what you think she gets. I know we still have the sort by character class restriction. Tome of Holy Healing. Let's see. Cursed Incense for Vavasour, but I don't actually want to give him the Eldritch Killing Incense, because we're not going to be fighting anything Eldritch or Unholy. Let's see. What to do? I'll just give him the Book of Relaxation. Basange and Tardif keep the equipment they already had. Some of your heroes need their camping skills equipped. I didn't even know that worked that way. Oh, encourage. Alright. And provision. This is another one of those where I don't really know what exactly we're going to need, so I'm going to bring a handful of torches, a handful of food. It's a short mission, so we don't need to bring a lot of either. Definitely going to bring some anti-venom and some bandages, and I'm not going to bother with the other stuff, because I don't even know if we'll have a dungeon to explore, but I am bringing anti-venom and bandages in case they hit us with status effects. Oh, and this is our first mission where everyone going in is Resolve level 6. Didn't realize we hadn't done that before. Okay, this is odd. And I didn't think of bringing shovels, and it looks like we're gonna need shovels. Well, I'm gonna take my frustrations out on this Brigand Fusilier. Ow. And see, he can't even hit anything, but we're killing him anyway. And stun the cutthroat.
The way is lit. The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
And collect bounty can't reach the Fusilier, so let's just use finish him on the other guy.
Oh, obliterated.
Ho 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 ho. And of course you would use slice and dice. And Rampart. And collect bounty because I don't like being hit by blanket.
Annihilated.
And let's just use Weakening Curse just because I feel like being a dick. And of course we have this guy with the Fusilier with blanket fire that can actually hit. Though, Mr. Outlaw Fusilier, I have to ask, how did it feel to watch 2 turns worth of damage to the entire party be erased in a single action? And collect bounty.
Decimated.
I don't need him to be marked, he's human, that's good enough for me. And Demon's Pull. Rushed Shot. And Crushed Shot.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Unfortunately, one of the things we didn't find was a shovel, so we're gonna have to dig our way through by hand.
Without tools of iron, you must rely on flesh and indefatigable purpose.
Okay, what do we find here? Well, let's find the inside of the tent, and there's nothing. Such a tease. And the brigands have a crazy person, apparently. Yeah, the stress levels could end up being a problem. Okay, the brigand hunter actually managed to deal meaningful damage, too. So, in this team of brigands that in a clearly very organized fashion decided to attack the hamlet, there is a random crazy guy and an undead dog, somehow. And now Basanj is bleeding. She's sacrificial stab on the raider. Just gonna have to take him out the slow way.
The wounds of war can be healed, but never hidden.
And that's the end of the raider. His corpse won't stick around much longer either. I have plans for it. Unfortunately, Doomsay is causing some problems. And, well, see if we can stun the Gnasher. We can. Be gone, foul thing. His stealth will wear off in time.
Waits for the slightest lapse in concentration.
Well, if that's how it works, I'm surprised anyone on our team is still alive. You've seen all my lapses in concentration? And now for Basanj, finish him. Ho 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 ho. Critical hit. And Rampart. Let's try and keep this guy stunned. That
Reeling, about to break.
rushed shot, I suppose, demonstrating to us that a gun is always dangerous. Well, yeah, I have the right ability, yes. Okay, vulnerability hacks. I didn't want to accidentally grab Weakening Curse and then ruin everything. Alright. Crush on the crazy guy.
Give them no quarter.
This time, we're having a little more difficulty staying up on the healing curve. And payback time.
Eradicated.
Ooh. Basanj clearly venting his frustrations on the guy who keeps spamming blanket fire.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
So this is just like a maze. And we gradually work our way through trying to find where Wolf is. I really wish I'd known that going in. I would have prepared a bit differently. And we have an obstacle. I'm going back and taking the other route. Because we have 0 shovels. Stay calm, this is not a route. Yeah, it kind of is, and yeah, we are running away from object. See, enemies. That's much better than inanimate objects.
The horror.
An accusation from the guy whose tongue is too large for his mouth. Let's stun the Gnasher.
Precision and power.
And let's pull the crazy guy because I don't want to deal with the stress buildup of the entire damn fight. And finish off the Gnasher.
Gone, fiend.
Blanket fire is, as always, a bit of a problem. And slice and dice is, as always, not really a problem.
As the
Alright.
fiend falls,
That's what you get for
blossoms.
yelling at people. We take our noise rules very seriously. Drag this guy into position. I don't even need to worry about marking him because of the extra damage versus
Continue the
humans.
onslaught. Destroy them all.
And now the guy in stealth is the only one surviving. But I can still hit him with riposte damage, which is at least a start. Because if he's...
Exposed to a killing blow.
Ooh. And riposte missed, but if he's not in position 1, he will always use blanket fire, which means he will always hit the man-at-arms for something he can counter. And now he's not in stealth anymore. I'll let
Their
Vavasur
formation
do
is
the honors.
broken. Maintain the offensive.
Okay.
English horrors. Brought low and driven into the mud.
So now we have a bloodletter on top of it. Okay, and Dazzling Light cannot reach the Raving Madman. And the bloodletter would resist being stunned. Alright, I'll just use Collect Bounty on him. Even if he's not marked, he still takes extra damage, and Vulnerability X should guarantee that he doesn't dodge and also mark it. Unfortunately, we've been taking some stress damage. Just a little bit. This is a bit of a thing. Let's try to stun the bloodletter. I was not expecting to knock him back that far. This is also a bit of a thing because Assange can't reach him anymore. Oh. Well, we can just push him around again. Or just... Oh, he would resist it this time. Well, let's Rampart the Raving Madman. They just decided to rearrange their formation. They decided to use move skills, and I applied my usual level of decisiveness to that task. None.
Hidden, but never hidden.
Well, collect bounty. This guy probably literally has a bounty too of his infamous bloodletter.
Keen ears. Blurred vision. The end.
And Tardis Resolve is tested, and he's hopeless. That's we've already had one hero's resolve be tested, and we haven't even reached the boss yet. Okay, at least the big guy's down.
The greater the glory.
And of course we get to eat blanket fire even more. My favorite ability. And Vavasur's resolve is tested, and he's selfish.
Self-preservation is paramount at any cost.
And Traley's resolve is tested, and she's irrational. Okay, let's heal everyone. And he wants to rejoin his departed brothers. Well, he didn't really need the healing much either. Alright, Demon's Pull. Alright, the Raving Madman is at least within range now. Alright, Crush. Okay, we can finish him off with Collect Bounty. Not that it means too much anymore. Except we can't finish him off if we don't hit, and at this rate, Tardif is going to have a heart attack.
Knowing uncertainty. The birthplace of dread.
Okay, Traley was at least vaguely helpful this time. Rather rough treatment for an honored scholar, no? And Basanja's resolve is tested, and he's vigorous. Somebody had to come out.
Adversity
Somebody
can
had to,
foster hope and resilience.
Be, whatever the term, virtuous. Why can't I just finish it? Alright, and Rampart. Let's see if we can stun this guy. 73%. That just seems odd. It seems like an odd number of stun resistance to have. And collect bounty. Got a fair amount of loot
Seize
from that.
this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
And drop the Dark Tambourine for the 4 deeds. The rest can stay. And it looks like we're going to have to go the long way, and that detour was entirely pointless. Yay. I feel like this is what all of my good luck for the last few episodes has been building up to. I knew there was going to be something. I knew that something was going to happen to, like, ruin everything after all of the consistent good fortune that we've been having for the last few episodes. It looks like this was it. And this team may be it. This may be the end for us. Though we're off to a good start. I will be no mother, superior or otherwise. I would rejoin my departed brothers. Okay, well, still got critical healing. Yeah, you may rejoin your departed brothers sooner rather than later if your stress level keeps going that high. Not sure how much more your old ticker can take. Okay, reducing his damage and protection. That's pretty okay. And the Vestal is sobbing uncontrollably. And he marked himself. Well, okay, I should be able to take him out with Collect Bounty next turn. The Vestal, the irrational Vestal is very strange. Nothing will stop me. And Collect Bounty.
Prodigious size alone does not dissuade the sharpened blade.
Mother, father, too late. The convent has taken me. And Vavasur passed. That's a bit of a problem. Ah, great. Well, then let's try to stun the Fusilier. And we succeeded at stunning the Fusilier. That's at least a start. Let's see if we can move the corpse. We cannot. The 200% move resistance really was a hint at that, wasn't it? I wish I could have known. Well, finish him.
Success so clearly
I'll drop
in
the
view.
gold.
Or is it merely a trick of the light?
Use food to heal Tardif. He's a little close to having a heart attack, though. What do we got here? Okay, we found the Brigand Wolf and his Barrel bombs. And the Vestal is sobbing uncontrollably again. Okay, just collect bounty. That did pretty okay damage. Okay, the barrel is marked. Not entirely sure what that does. Actually, I am sure what that does. Get them. Summons a minion. And now the barrel is out of range to be, Let's see, what can I do that's effective? Let's try stunning Wolf. And now he is guarding one of his teammates, but he doesn't, unlike one of our people, he doesn't receive a boost to his damage resistance when he does that. I'm just gonna focus on damaging Wolf as quickly as possible. And Tardif is at death's door.
Facing the abyss.
And the bomb goes off. And Stop mocking me! At this point, I'm kicking your ass out of principle. Yeah, that achievement is for losing a champion level hero. Alright, Dazzling Light. Alright, he's stunned for at least one turn.
A blazing star is born.
Vulnerability Hex, which will reduce his dodge to 0 also. Wait, the barrel of bombs never gets a turn. So once it's stunned, it will never stop, or once it's marked, it will never... Oh, it's marked for 2 rounds. I was going to say, so once it's marked, it will never stop being marked. God damn it. And now... Shit! Now, he's out of range of... Wait. He's out of range, but he's defendering someone who is not out of range. Also, oh, I see how the bombs work. Okay, collect bounty on the raider to force Wolf to take the hit for him. Shank did a lot of damage. And he's bleeding and marked, too. We're gonna lose all 3 of them, aren't we? Okay, bandages. His move resistance is 300%. I'm not going to be able to hit him with it. I'm just going to hit him with Vulnerability X. Alright. Divine Comfort to heal yourself off of Death's Door and just restore the hit points of the other 2. Yeah, I'm going to go a little quiet maybe, because I'm trying very hard not to die, but at this point, this is the best chance we're going to get to beat this guy. The Vestal is sobbing uncontrollably, and I will be very soon. So, oh no, it does just deal damage, so Death Blow resistance should count. Okay, he's really focusing on Basange. Unfortunately, Basange now can't reach him. So, ooh, critical, or at least wearing him down. Anoint yourself with my holy blood. Alright, Divine Comfort. Just keep gradually putting everyone back together. And I am not going to be able to pull him. So, honestly, I think my best bet is to just use whatever I can to damage him and hopefully kills him quickly enough. Maybe it... Oh, that turned the tide. I'm too old for this. Okay, thank you, Wolf. Thank you for being an idiot. You just saved us all. Thank you. What?
Grievous injury. Palpable fear.
Alright. Oh, great, and that's going to be a death blow check. Oh, no, it's not. It's just a, it purely causes... shit, that's a death blow check. Okay, finally! Finally, someone, after an hour of this, somebody finally
More dust, more ashes, more disappointment.
He survived 1. What? I've got nothing. It's over. It's over. We lost. I may as well try to at least save Traylee.
Cornered, trapped, and forced to fight on.
Well, she might survive. She's at death's door and she resisted bleeding. On the other hand, there's a good chance that her heart will give out on our way out. Okay, Traylee is at least demonstrating some actual death blow resistance. Admittedly not very much, but...
This skirmish may be lost, but the battle may
Oh,
not be won.
And And it was pointless anyway. It was
Fall
pointless.
so that we may learn to pick ourselves up once again.
She retreated, but retreating stressed her out enough that she had a heart attack. And we just lost 4 of our most experienced
In
people.
time, you will know the tragic extent of my failings.
5 if you count the fact that we also lost... Wow. We are screwed. I mean, I'm not giving up just yet. Okay, we're not actually screwed, but we are in some very, very deep trouble right now. That is bad. And Emery has a question mark next to his name, which probably means that he's in a corner crying somewhere because of how screwed we all are. Wow. Okay, we have 4 empty seats on the roster. Who do we take? Okay. Sortival, who has exactly the same name as our one surviving high-level man-at-arms. This place is... What did you just call it? Like, unimpressive or uninteresting? Okay, with that attitude, you're joining this team.
Shoot, bandage, and pillage. The dancing steps of war.
You're joining this team. And also, since we lost 2 Vestals, we're taking a Vestal.
A sister of battle, pious and unrelenting.
And I like Hellions, and honestly, we already have all of the antiquarians that we need.
Barbaric rage and unrelenting savagery make for a powerful ally.
And that leaves the Seeker Occultist, because I still think that a Seeker Occultist will be more useful in the long run than a veteran antiquarian.
To fight the Abyss, one must know it.
So, I'm not planning on embarking on anything. And Wolf is just gone now. I know there's a way to go back to the Hamlet, but... Oh, that's how we go back to the Hamlet. So... yeah... I've got some rebuilding to do now! Well, I called it! I knew they were building up for something terrible to happen, and guess what? Something terrible happened. Well, on that, somewhat sour note, this is going to be the end for this part. Thank you all for watching. I love you all, and be sure to tune in next time when I figure out how I'm going to get myself out of this mess. I love you all, and I'll see you then.